So Andrea will play Etudes from Ivan. Ivan Berkovich and. So the first one to go is Luca. He's a fourth grader, and his painting is kind of like in dark colors, but then there's the yellow, so it looks, there are some differences.
Hello, my name is Lukasz Kleskin. I'm in fourth grade. Claude Monet. The artist that I chose to research is named Claude Monet. Claude Monet was born in Paris, France, which is in Europe. The name of the piece I decided to recreate is called The Japanese Footbridge, which is from a series called The Water Lilies. Claude Monet used oil pastels on canvas and a medium-sized brush to create his artwork I decided to recreate. Claude Monet created the Japanese footbridge from 1897 to 1899. The artwork that I chose to recreate depicts Claude's water garden in Giverny, France. I think he represents care for his water garden. Claude loved nature, so he made a replica of nature. I think because his garden was so beautiful, he decided to make himself remember it with his paintings. An interesting fact about his painting is that one of the paintings from the series, The Water Lilies, is in the National Gallery of Art, which is in Washington, D.C. Another interesting fact is that Monet usually used oil pastels. Finally, Monet drew his pictures from different times of the day. I chose this artwork because because I like the beauty and sight of nature. To me, the artwork represents peacefulness and love of nature. To recreate this painting, I used a medium-sized brush, paper, water, and some acrylic paint. Some interesting facts about Monet are: he was born in 1840. Claude's parents called him Oscar. If Claude was painting or drawing, he would try to get as close as possible to what he was painting or drawing. Sometimes he would take his equipment on the boat and draw from there. Thank you for listening.
Now Kai, he's a first grader. He will present his artist, and on his painting there are landscapes.
Joseph Mallard, William Turner. The name of the artist that I chose is William Turner. I chose him because I like landscape paintings. William Turner was born in London, which is in Europe, in 1775. The name of the piece of artwork I chose to paint is called Heidelberg. Heidelberg is in Germany. The medium that William Turner used to paint this painting was oil paint on canvas. This picture was painted in 1846. This painting represents a town with a castle in the background. There was a war in 1846, and I think that William Turner painted this painting to cheer him up because there are bright colors and it looks peaceful. William Turner made this picture emotional because the picture is calm and no one is fighting. I chose this artwork because it has bright colors and it seems nice. The artwork represents cheerfulness because of the bright colors and people and town. I used acrylic paint on canvas to paint this painting. William Turner studied in France, Switzerland, and America. Thank you for listening.
Now Andre, he's a fourth grader, and his piece is epic, and it has really different colors.
Hello, my name is Andre Muka and I'm from 4th grade. Alphonse Muka. The name of the artist I chose is Alphonse Muka. Alphonse was born in Vinica, Moravia, Austrian Empire. One of the pieces he created was Slab Epic. Alphonse used on the Slab Epic paintbrush, paint, and canvas. Alphonse worked on the Slab Epic 18 years, 1910 to 1928. Muka was working on the Slab Epic because he wanted to show the history of Czechs and other Slavic people. The Slab Epic was created in Prague. In this time, many important things happened. There was World War I, independence of Czech nation, and in Culture New World, this was an art called Art Nouveau. The Slab Epic is created from 20 pictures. The people, animals, and everything else is the same size like in reality. I chose Muka because I wanted to read about a Czech artist who was famous in the world. I choose Slab Epic as Muka's finest work. The art is huge and it looks nice and it represents our Czech history. I used paper, temperas, and pencil. Alphonse's father was a George Ondřej Mucha. Alphonse became famous overnight, 1894. Alphonse helped to re-establish women's right in Czechoslovakia. Thank you for listening.
Now William, he is also a fourth grader, and his piece is really big, as you notice, and it has many colors in it.
Hello, my name is William and I'm in 4th grade. The artist I chose is named Jackson Pollock. I chose this artist because he has an interesting style of painting. He was born in Cody, Wyoming in 1912. The name of one of his artworks is number 6. Most of his artwork is named by a number because it shouldn't represent anything. Pollock used anything he could find, like house paints, and instead of a brush, he rather used a stick. Number 6 was created in New York in 1949. Jackson Pollock's enormous drip paintings, 3 meters wide, 2 meters long, were painted on canvas. Rather than painting a landscape or portrait, Pollock wanted to paint action. If you look at one of Pollock's paintings, your eye will wander all over and it can't spot a most important part. In America, practically all the artists painted portraits, landscapes, and objects that other people could recognize. Pollock was an abstract artist and he also wanted to paint action. So he invented a new way how to paint by splattering paint on canvas and expressing his feelings. Pollock did not use normal paint. He used house paints on canvas. He splattered with a stick or he poured straight out of the can. The canvas was on the floor and he listened to jazz music when he painted. Number 6 is interesting because it is different from all the rest. The artwork number 6, in my opinion, represents a busy street. To paint this artwork, I used house paints on canvas. I used a paintbrush to paint the background, but otherwise I painted with a stick, and sometimes I poured straight out of the can. Jackson Pollock was an alcoholic and he smoked. In 1944, Pollock married Lee Krasner, who was also a skilled abstract artist. In 1947, Pollock totally changed his style from illustrating his feelings to expressing them. He died in 1946 in a car crash when he was drunk. Thank you for listening.
Now it's Mark's turn. He is a 5th grader and his painting level interesting.
Leonardo da Vinci was from Italy in the continent called Europe. The name of this art piece is Mona Lisa. This art piece was finished in 1506 in Italy. The interesting facts about Mona Lisa that he drew from different locations and he drew with the great details. I choose this artwork because I was always interested in Mona Lisa. This artwork represents a woman standing in front of nature. I drew this by pencil and on a page. Leonardo da Vinci was born April 15, 1452 in the Venetian Republic of Florence. He died May 2, 1519, aged 67 in the Kingdom of France. His other art pieces were The Last Supper, The Virtual Man, and Lady in Fiji.
Now it's Bianca's turn, and she is a 4th grader, and her painting has dark color.
The artist I researched is called Jaroslav Vrana. I chose Jaroslav Vrana because I like his pictures. Jaroslav Vrana is from Czech Republic. The name of the piece is called Drinking Stars. It is called Drinking Stars because they are stars drinking from a cup. The medium he used to create this work is oil and canvas. Medium are things he used to create this piece. It was created in 1988 in Czech Republic in Prague. People were not so happy in this time because they didn't have their freedom. An interesting fact is that I wrote to Jaroslav Vrana. He wrote me back and he told me that he sold the painting to commercial banks. Close to my house and close to the school, there is a statue from Jaroslav Vrana. It's called Oscar. I chose this artwork because I love the combination of colors and I love that it is imagination. The artwork represents to me heads of dragons which are drinking from a cup full of water. The materials I used to create this art is paper, brushes, colors, and water. Jaroslav Vrana is a well-known painter, actor, and a carver. He made a famous statue of Franz Kafka.
Now it's Tara's turn, and she is a 4th grader, and her painting, the woman on the painting has an interesting shape of the head.
The name of the artist I chose is Amadeo Clemente Modigliani. He was born in Livorno, Italy. The name of the piece of artwork is Jean Hébuterne. The medium he used was acrylic paint. This piece was created in the 1918s in Paris. This artwork is a portrait of his wife, Jeanne Hébuterne. From 1906, Modigliani lived in Paris. He was influenced by different art styles appearing at that time. But his artwork doesn't belong to any of them.
He is a Richard. His best paintings were painted in the World War I, but the war didn't influence his work. His topics were mostly portraits. Very often his model was his wife, Jeanne Hébuterne, as the portrait I chose. I liked this piece the best. I liked it because it looks mysterious. It looks mysterious to me because it somehow has a dark tone of each color. For me, this artwork represents a mysterious woman. To paint this portrait, I used acrylic paint and canvas. His colleagues thought that he was not a very friendly young man. In Paris, Modigliani started abusing his body. Thank you for listening. Now it's Aneshka's turn. She's a fourth grader, and look at the shiny dress.
Lukáš. Adriana, Lukáš hold it.
Hello, my name is Aneshka Bechkova, and I'm in fourth grade. Franz Xaver Winterhalter. Franz Xaver Winterhalter is from Germany, which is in Europe. The name of the piece I chose is called The Portrait of Empress Elizabeth of Austria. He drew pictures of all the royal families. He painted on canvas in a smooth style. It was created in the year 1865 in Schönbrunn. The painting I chose is a portrait of Empress Elizabeth of Austria, Sissi. Franz was expressing her beauty, her uniqueness and magnificence, and her romantic soul. The royal families were very strong at that time, and Franz Xaver Winterhalter became quickly famous. He painted at the courts of Germany, Italy, France, England, Belgium, Switzerland, Mexico, and Russia. Elizabeth has diamonds in her hair. She has a courtly gala satin dress with silver foil stars. Her dress is showing her back and shoulders. She was 28 years old when the painting was made. When I was in Vienna, I fell in love with Sissi and this painting, which I like the most. The artwork represents mystery, beauty, and richness to me. It makes me think about history and the time when Sissi lived. I used glitter, tempera, cardboard, beads, brushes, and crepe paper. Franz Xaver was called the painter of princesses. He matched his style into the luxury and relaxed atmosphere of the age. He painted directly onto canvas without making preliminary studies. He died of disease. Now it's also my turn to present my artist. Hello, my name is Satyana and I'm in fourth grade. Vincent van Gogh. The artist that I researched is named Vincent van Gogh. Vincent is from Zundert, Netherlands. The artist chose the name for his piece Blossoming Almond Branch in a glass with a book because there are these things on his piece. Medium are things he used to create this work, and the medium he used were oil and canvas. This work was created in March, early in month, in the year 1888 in Arles, France. The feelings that the artist was expressing while doing this work were happiness, enjoyment, and concentration. This picture represents his love of nature. In the year 1888 in France, there was a lot of nature, so that's why he painted nature. An interesting thing is that a Japanese private collector bought the piece and now it's in their private collection, so no one can look at it without asking. I chose this artwork because it was a comic book about Van Gogh's life written by Barbara Stahl, and also because I just like his paintings. The work represents for me his love of nature, or it could also mean that he liked the two differences. The materials that I used to create this work were acrylic colors, pencil, paintbrush, shoulders canvas, and a palette. Some personal details that I would like to share are that flowering trees were special to Van Gogh. They represented awakening and hope. He enjoyed them aesthetically and found joy in painting flowering trees. Did you know that Vincent also cut one of his ears off? One of the reasons was because of his brother Théo's judgment. On 23rd of December 1888, Vincent cut one of his ears off. He took it to a personal friend in a hotel in Arles where he was living at the time. The painter died 1.5 years later, following a suicide attempt. His popularity went up quickly after his death. I hope you enjoyed learning about Van Gogh as I did. Thank you for listening. speakers to the stage. We hope you enjoyed our presentation, and now you can enjoy the open floor. Thank you for coming.